speeding ticket. They take it, and that turns into a security, and it's traded on a secondary market. And that $300 speeding ticket turns into thousands of dollars very quickly. The interest compounds. It's real interest, not this fake interest rate where they tell you it is. It's this money is like, I think it's 10 times the money, and it just compounds.
The way they do it is it's an amalgamation. So they take products. So my speeding fine, your speeding fine, every other fucking Joe public speeding fine, and they combine them together into a mutual investment product. And then that product is the thing that's listed. So that goes for your driver's license. Basically, any document that has that strawman name on it, that all caps name, is then commercialized into a security and then put on the stock exchange. So that would be anything to do with any titles to houses, anything to do with any property ownership or any registration of anything, including your children. And the reason why we're worth our weight in gold is because what we are is a promissory note or a promise to pay. And what that means is that they know within your lifetime, if you're born, that you will be, or birthed in their system, because we're not born, right? We're birthed vessels. You'll be carried out for your lifetime as paying this many years of tax and being worth this much money. And that's how the rich people make money off your estate.
Yeah. Well, you are born and then you're pronounced dead.
That's right.
And then that all capital name that you see on all you people at home watching, all you got to do is go look at your driver's license or your checkbook or your whatever, your anything coming from the government, all your bills, right? Your name's in all capital letters, all. And it's always going to be like that because and
we call it the dead name because it's dealing with a structure that's dead, right? This is the thing you got to understand is that the living can't enter the dead and the dead can't interact with the living. So a corporation can't interact with the living Tom. But what the corporation does, it takes the all caps Tom and says, we're like for like, and I can transact with you. And that's what they do. So everything's a lovely deception of the rule of law. I'll go back a second to the hospital bit. The other parts of things that they do at the hospital is you're born in a ward. It means a ward of the state, right? The Surgeon General, it's a military code. It's a foundling hospital. So basically it's somewhere where they take something that's living and it's no longer living, right? The chimera that is your placenta, which is made up of your mum's chromosomes and your chromosomes, is cut from your body. And it's cut from your body, that first injury, that first cut. The reason for it is because it's starving you of oxygen, which is making you partly brain damage, even if it's only for a second. Your body is still filled with amniotic fluid because it's been expressed going through the birth canal. But if you're a C-section baby, you had no way to express it. So instantly, your lungs are struggling to deal with this fluid while it's trying to onboard itself to breathe oxygen, which is a foreign experience. So your body had this thing for 9 months that kept it safe, that gave it all its nutrients, all its growth factors, everything it needed from mum. And then all of a sudden that got robbed from you. And the reason it got robbed from you is because they take that as the abandoned package and they register that. And so the chimera is actually the dead entity that's registered. And then they go and make about 50K out of the stem cells, the cord, and all the other elements of that birthing process. And they don't tell you or disclose that information.
Right.
And by not burying the placenta back into the planet, it means that you're not connecting back to the star connection that you have, which is what all the originals of my land would do. They bury it under the mother tree. And that would let the Mother Earth know that you're here. And there's a relationship between these things. And this is all stolen from us. And they put you in a blinking room. And the first thing they do is they give you a heel prick. They take souls. They take your soul, where they take the imprints of your soul. And then they try and give you things like Hep B. When your kid hasn't touched a needle, is not a drug user, and is not having unprotected sex. But they say it's just in the event of maybe having a transfusion. So we're going to go and give someone something that has known side effects and consequences just in the event that we might need to give them something that we don't even need to give them right now. Makes sense, right?
Yeah. And they call it, that's why they call it the soles of your feet.
That's right.
Yeah.
What else do we do with the soles of our feet? We insulate them from the ground. We don't earth. So we're constantly in this charge of false electricity, and we're never getting back to that grounded base, right? Everyone talks about ascension and elevation, but what's actually meant to happen is we're meant to connect down before we go anywhere.